No.
Sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is.
We are raised to have a very broken relationship with time and ourselves. I've always really struggled watching videos of myself when I was younger. And I hate that, and I hate to say this, but looking back, I hated myself.
Sorry to this man.
And it even goes back to the relationship that we have with growth. Let's use an example we understand. The hungry caterpillar. You have this caterpillar, something that we perceive as ugly or lowly, transforming into a butterfly and into something beautiful. And I guess that's one way we can view puberty and our teenage dream. But one thing I've been forcing myself to challenge with, even with the making of this series, is you're not ugly, you were just 13. And it's funny because despite all these negative emotions and feelings that I've internalized about myself, I'm gonna play you some clips.
So, first up, we're gonna be reviewing Central Intelligence. What are you doing?
Oh, I thought you got one whole panoramic view. I just
Isn't that just me? Honestly, and I hate that teenagedom is exposing yourself to the world or trying to find a place in community and society, and you might not get that acceptance or that validation, and you internalize that. But I think in confronting and working through this trauma, it can make us better. And I love the validation I've got in knowing that the teenage dream is a scam and that a lot of us really did not have a good time. And I know for me, physical appearance has been one of my biggest struggles. Puberty and secondary school is where you become a carnal, sexual creature. You're even then introduced to the notion of desirability, which is crazy because again, you're not ugly or 13. But then not only is it the media showing you the most desirable version of a teenager, some of this teen stuff we're watching are of adults. But then also the fact that puberty is experienced differently by everyone. And then, you know, you have people with full beards at 14. Like if you look, wanting to grow, wanting to be this full version of yourself or this ideal version of yourself, this best version of yourself, it's often what this teenage angst is. But why do we accept this? Why can't we be taught, raised to just accept ourselves? And that's often the hardest part of growing up. And it's something that we've come to understand, particularly as Gen Z, as just a part of your 20s, growing to accept yourself and love yourself. And when not everyone has access to these tools or resources, why do we accept harm to ourselves rather than just accepting ourselves? And it's interesting because a friend sent me a picture of me 8 years ago. And for the first time ever, I looked at my teenage self and was like, one, I saw myself in myself, but I had pride and I was happy. And to end this off, I'm going to talk about myself. I mean, this whole thing is really me talking about myself or whatever. Not only is Janet Jackson's Revolver Rate my favorite album of all time, I literally made a whole docu-series on it. It's great. This is the sandcoffer, and it's an African proverbial symbol. It's okay to go back and fetch what you've left behind. And I've really enjoyed the process of coming back to myself, expressing it through my series or just finding ways to just self-express, period. But my last thing is, why can't we just be? Again, especially when this is all a construction. Why is this the reality that we accept to live in? And really and truly every day, not really every day, I've matured, I've accepted, I'm growing to accept. Because honestly, coming out of my teenage years and into like some sense of young adulthood, we're gonna get into that, I would grieve the person I could have been if I didn't hate myself for so long.